fellow Darklings, Carmia Stone here, and welcome to Bad End Theater. One of my friends recommended this to me, and I saw some stuff online about it. Not really much, because I really have no idea. I don't have no idea what's going on with this thing. I know that apparently there's like multiple endings and multiple routes and stuff like that, so I'm guessing it's like a, we choose what happens kind of thing, so yeah, let's see, what's it? Okay. Alright, here we go. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You'll make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I like the demon doll. You control the demon doll, your fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? I'm gonna play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Wow, out the gate already. You found your very first baddie, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Nope. Oh, well, let me... Oh, dang it. You control a human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Let's not let's see what happens if I play nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why? This isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you choose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now, try turning the doll's behavior on and off and to see the different outcomes. You control a demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with a human doll? You both attack each other at once and die together. End tutorial. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I think I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a rogue called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone's just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Well, we're trying to be the nice person, and she wants to be nice, so it's gonna be nice. You tell them to take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decided to nap for a little bit. Being the Overlord sure is great. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out onto the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown too strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you were swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End. Let's try... Okay, you live in a castle surrounded by demons. Okay, so we're going to just try and... tell them to get back to work. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you later for this. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie in your nice and comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. Fall asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. Alright, looks like... Okay then. 41 endings?! Son of a bitch! Okay, let's go to the underling next. You're a demon underling in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're going to go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. Oh, that's right, I could be able to change it up. Okay, hold on. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. Tell your friends you're totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably, there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still going to be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. This one's got more options, holy crap. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like your friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? I love the break. I love the fourth wall break. The maid is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and say, "That was just a joke, of course." She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're weirdly wakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad not to be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking as you flee the castle until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. The kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. Where you'll live peacefully alone in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling. Oh gods. Okay, we got 2 of them. Okay, and this is cool right here. I like this. Alright, so... let's try hungry and disloyal. Actually, no. Yeah, let's start with both of them first, and then we'll start with one each. No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You'll agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Whoa, okay. Oh, lovely. Oh, jeez. Come on. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. I did not mean to skip that, I'm so sorry. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. You attack the nearest human. He's an old, weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the village down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer underling end. Okay, we're going to change our mind and leave. You figure people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just an underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. Making my sound of battle. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac. What did we ever do to him? I don't know. You ate the maiden a while ago. You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who sometimes brought your food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that guard. You wished with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel the sword go through you, but there is no pain. Only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You've earned your rest. Victorious underling ending. Okay, so what happens if I take off that one? Okay, you decide to ask for a day off. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. Okay, looks like... Oh, wait, hold on, shit. Why don't you take back to the Overlord? Sounds like it could be interesting, besides you have nothing better to do. Satisfied the day off, you take out the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Okay, so it's really bad. Never mind. Dang, okay. I guess next thing will be the maiden. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You were told that you were fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in a church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just to hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is really a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, something awful would happen, and a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they may not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the overlord on behalf of your village. She says you could thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. Kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then, a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon, too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks what's going on here. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The overlord, who you'd just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you've been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. Somehow managed to slip past the overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escape maiden ending A. Okay then. Oh, ending A. Oh, yeah. Shout for a hero to come save you. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused and hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell a demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. understand your role better. Okay, so it just gave me another. I just gave me maiden ending A. Okay. Let's try a tyrant and disloyal. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy, the underling is dismissed, and the overlord turns to you, looking very interested. Explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or do anything else that would agitate the humans. Shout for a hero. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you just been more patient? Why'd you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This is all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are nothing more. And soon made an end. Alright. Turn all this off, and then hero. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters, and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle, who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon aura hangs out. I don't get it. Again! Fourth wall breaking! Stop it! You're happy to protect townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off out in your venture to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you've escaped with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. Wonder how you'll be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chance at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. The Maiden explains that she was never actually captured and she came here on her own volition. That's a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. Can't but help feel relieved to get the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off toward the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try and stop her. Smoke is so thick you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. Stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers to tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demon. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures! You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. Long trek, you make it to the castle's front. You're faced with the army of demons, and then gather your courage. This must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyways. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. By the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you had expected. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You look at each other in surprise and confusion. It's no time to hesitate. She explains she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. You see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. Really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help think, probably deserve this. Stab the Overlord while you can. You lunge forward, drive your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then she falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Okay, let's try and get one more ending. I want to try and see what happens if we have, like, all of the, well, besides the underlings, because that's just going to cause a lot of shit, and the overlords. Okay, so, polite. Let's go. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you've never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. I think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk with you some more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away, she just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. While your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. Can't tell if she's into you or not. You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings' rough housing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle is really taking it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think She needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? Feel some sharp pain through your back. Look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Ah, that was careless of you. So, this is how you die. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right. Humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable. Just remember that before letting one out. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he left in his captured by a demon. At least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord End. Alright, and that is going to be the end of the first part. Holy crap. 41 freaking endings. It's gonna be a lot to work with! But it's fine. It's fine. We got this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the first part of this, my little Darklings, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment down below, and if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button to be able to see more of my content. I post every Mondays and Fridays. And if you have any more game suggestions or anything for me to try, you can either leave it down in the comments below or in the Discord server. Link to that is in the description. But anyways, I hope you enjoy my little Darklings, and I will see you next time.